Happy Tuesday, everybody. Or actually, it might be Monday night.
Yeah.
It might be Monday night because whatever, screw it. We're gonna drop this Bachelor recap as soon as you are ready to listen. Another great episode so far. Fun season. Really enjoying it.
You are enjoying it?
Sure. No, I do think it's pretty entertaining.
I do too.
There's a natural playbook, obviously.
Yeah.
We get into it, obviously, a little bit more when we recap the episode with Betsy Sodaro, a good friend, a wonderfully funny person, and huge Bachelor fan.
Yes.
Listen, sometimes I am getting a little just exhausted by, like, it's early on. This is the type of drama we want. But
right.
It's like we talk about this in the episode, like the influencer world in this, like it really seems to have taken over. Where like the Kellys and Sarah's the world, who seem like just ultra normal. In other seasons, they would be like a place for them, and now they seem so out of place.
I thought that they were going to start trying to get more real, in quotation marks, people, and start trying to get away from the influencer world.
What do you mean you thought? What?
I don't know. I heard that they
probably said that knowing that they casted a bunch of influencers. I mean, it's tough. I don't know. This is the world we live in, you know? It's just it's not to shit on some of these. I mean, that's just, you know, we've talked about it's a younger cast, fine, whatever. And that's what they kind of grew up on in a sense, you know? So here we are. But sometimes it's just a little... The Kellys of the world are a breath of fresh air.
You think Kelly and Andy are similar, or Andy is more of a firecracker?
Because they're brunette lawyers?
Yeah, I don't know.
The parallels sometimes people take on the show are overly simplistic. I don't know. I've never met Kelly. I doubt her and Andy are that similar.
Yeah.
I would bet the field, so to speak, on if they have brunette hair and they're lawyers, that there's probably a bunch of other differences. Anyways,
but you think Andy was more of a normal person who got far instead of like the influencer type?
I think there was no, when Andy was on Juan Pablo season, I don't even think the word influencer was a word in the context of that it is now, and it certainly wasn't a mainstream word. I mean, nowadays you could go anywhere in the country, say the word influencer, and someone's going to know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
And literally 5 years ago, if someone were to say, "Hey, do you think Andy Dorfman's an influencer?" Most people would be like, what?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know? So no, I don't think that was the same. More importantly, are Brad and Jennifer finally going to get together? Because it seems like that's what everyone's
The SAG Awards were last night. People took some pictures of them.
I feel bad.
Why?
The pressure these two must feel.
So you have you can have some empathy for them, right? Because you're similar situation.
To some degree, sure. Yeah. Not the entire world freaking out if I simply were to, you know, hang out with an ex or whatever.
Yeah.
Slightly, I guess I can relate, but not in the way. I mean, imagine here are two people who were married.
Yeah.
They didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's been years have passed, and I don't know anything about their relationship. But imagine wanting to be able to show some sweetness, or just, you know, like as Brad did, you know, stop to watch Jennifer Aniston give a speech, which is just in general kind of a polite thing to do for anyone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's turned into this massive thing. Mm-hmm. What if either of them are actually dating someone right now? You know, what if Brad met a girl not too long ago? They've been on a few dates, had a nice time. He's excited about the possibility, and then she wakes up to like the literal world of, especially certainly America, freaking out over Brad and Jen having a moment, which again, I'll admit, it's cute. It's like you want to work out. Why do people do that? Why do we obsess over past relationships that we were fans of?
I saw a funny tweet. They're like, you guys just like them because they have the same low lights. That's so funny.
The same low lights?
Yeah.
What is that?
The same hair dye color.
Oh. Well, why do we do that? We do that a lot.
Well, I think a lot of us, we don't like to see divorce. You know what I mean? Still in our culture, like we want to believe in true love and romance, and we really believed in it with them for whatever reason. And
America's sweetheart and America's, captain, so to speak, I guess. I don't know.
We love a good story.
People, I mean, it's like people lost their shit. And and it was over nothing. It was, he simply watched her give a speech, and then, it's a still shot, but like, it looked like he was like
grabbing her
and didn't want her to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever took that photo, bravo. Because and truly, who knows what that moment was really like, but they really...
What do you think? Do you agree with that idea of like true love and will find itself back? No? Not at all?
Do I think Brad and Jennifer are like a real life Notebook thing? Is that what you're asking?
Or do you like fall prey to that feeling of like, oh, I just wish they could get back together type of romantic
As a fan,
thoughts?
I get that. Like, yes, as a fan, I'll admit that if Brad and Jennifer got together, not that it would affect my life at all, but would I like have a moment and go, that's neat, Good for them. Of course I would. Yeah, I totally would. I've always been a huge Brad Pitt fan. I've always liked Jennifer Aniston. And I'll admit, it's fun to see them together.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I wanted, for some reason, I don't know why, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears to... You did? Like when I was a kid, it was almost as... because I was in high school when they were mainstream.
Yeah.
It not only did I want them to get together, I couldn't understand how they couldn't be. Like when I'm young, it was like, well, I mean, it's just, she's the pop queen and he's, and like, how are they not it was so simple. And then as you get older, you're like, yeah, she was just a girl, and God only knows like if they even got along.
Yeah.
And yet fans are just like, you have to date, you have to date, you have to date. I remember,
it's the same with Bachelor people.
It's just wild.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that we kind of forget that these are like people, and like they may not get along. And again, like they were married and it didn't end, and who knows what the relationship was like, and all these other like real life situations. They're still real people who have real. It is funny. It's funny how we are.
Yeah.
But
I saw Joe and Kendall haven't really been posting of each other the past week. There's some thoughts that maybe they're breaking on the rocks.
I heard someone talk about that.
You did? Who?
There was an iHeart concert this weekend, and
she didn't go.
She went.
She went, but he didn't go.
Yeah.
You noticed. Someone's
pointed it out to me. I don't always know these things, but
hopefully
you can go to a concert by yourself.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with space in a relationship.
There's nothing wrong with space, so hopefully it's just that.
Are you worried?
Yeah, a little.
I mean, that's a cute couple.
It is a cute couple, exactly.
I mean, if Joe and Kendall break up, will we be allowed to believe in Bachelor love anymore?
Guess not. We still have Dean and Kaylin.
I would tell you what, Dean and Kaylin.
Right? They're growing on me.
I got to catch up with Dean over the weekend.
Yeah.
After his accident. Wow. Glad he's alive.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
They are.
And
They're very
I gotta
cute
say,
together.
I didn't think I would be this much of a fan of Kaylin, especially when it was the Hannah. I never would have thought I would have the thoughts I have now going in that I did early in that season.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? You know what? Sometimes your first impressions aren't always right.
Very true. Sometimes true love does exist, right? Right, Nick?
I don't believe in it because it doesn't believe in me. I'm a cynic. What do you want me to say? Well, we have a great episode for you. Betsy Sodaro, hysterical, lovely. We talk a little bit Bachelor. I gotta say, unpopular take, but I think Alayah got a bad beat, and I think if anyone got bullied this episode, it was Alayah.
Ooh!
Find out why right after these quick messages. Echelon, new friend of show.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, you've all heard of the ruckus that Peloton caused over the holidays.
Yep.
And part of that cause might be like, why are you spending thousands of dollars?
Exactly. Don't pay a ton for Peloton.
Don't pay a ton for Peloton because Echelon is, they have their exercise bike.
Yep.
Quality, amazing.
Yep.
Under $1,000.
Under $1,000. Same idea. You are connected. You get to watch live classes if you want, or you could watch recorded classes, but you get motivated because someone's pushing you.
And all you need is a tablet.
Yep.
Yeah. An iPad, a tablet that's not an iPad.
Yeah. But if you buy an Echelon, he told me you get a free iPad right now.
What?
Yep. And it's under $1,000. Yeah.
So to get this amazing bike, go to echelonfit.com to discover their EX1 connected fitness bikes that offer a high-quality at-home cycling experience at less than half the price of Peloton. Go to echelonfit.com/VIALL to learn about their limited time free Apple iPad and complete details for this exclusive offer. Echelon, it is your time. That's ECHELON fit.com/VIALL. echelonfit.com/VIALL.
Hunt a Killer.
I'll tell you what, this game is awesome.
It is. It's super fun to play with your friends. It gets mailed to you. It's physical stuff, real maps, real clues.
No, you're in a episode of True Crime, Criminal Minds, CSI Miami, any of those procedural shows that you're just like so into. You feel like you're playing detective.
We were just at the iHeart Podcast Awards, and so many of the podcasts are about crime and killers. Like, people love it.
Yes, so like practice here. It's a lot of fun. It's if you're looking for a game to play with friends or even just like on a date or one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different than your kind of traditional games that you feel like you like a continuation, you know? This is the type of game for you. It is a ton of fun.
Yeah. And also part of the proceeds for every box go to the Cold Case Foundation to help fund cold case investigations.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So they're giving back.
Because I'll tell you what, those families probably appreciate that because there's nothing more heartbreaking than not having justice and closure when it comes to tragedy.
Yeah.
Well, right now, just for our listeners, you can go to huntakiller.com/VIALL and use promo code VIALL at checkout for 20% off your first box. Head to huntakiller.com/VIALL for 20% off and show your support for our podcast. huntakiller.com/VIALL. Betsy Sodaro, how are you?
Oh my God, Nick. I'm so good.
I'm so nice to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so pumped.
I am as well. For those of you who don't know, Betsy is an extremely funny comedian, talented actor, improv extraordinaire.
Thank you.
I met Betsy. She's one of the first people I met when I came to LA.
That's so cool.
She befriended me early.
It's a very nice person.
As a lost just guy roaming around in LA, clearly not knowing what I'm doing. And
I saw you at Birds and I was a fan and I was like, oh, I like pounded a couple of beers and I was like, I gotta go be like, come do our show. And then it all worked out.
Betsy is part of an incredible improv group called Bangarang.
Yeah.
And they perform every Friday night.
Yeah, at UCB Franklin. 8:00. Nick came on and told stories and played with us.
I did.
Oh, you improvise with them too?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're like a pro team, so I just and my way out of it.
Hey.
You did great.
And it was a lot of fun. It was really great. And also, you know, Betsy's also a huge Bachelor fan.
Big time.
When did you start watching?
Bachelor fan.
I think Andy was your first season?
She was.
I think it was the one before that. I can't remember the dude.
Oh, Juan Pablo.
No, then it was before that. Because I remember him, and I was really rooting for him in the other one.
Yeah, he fooled us
the Bachelorette one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, oof. Oh,
he
man.
got like 5 seconds of airtime on
Yeah, but
but he looked good.
Everybody was like,
Soccer.
whoa, he's like mysterious.
Let's get some
and
diversity in here. Get a guy from South America.
Yes. I was in 100% on Juan Pablo. And then like 2 episodes into his season, I was like, oh, man.
But he was fun to
It was a
watch.
great season.
Great season.
It was a fun season. So, yes. Okay. And then, yeah. So I think the one before Juan Pablo.
Yeah.
Who was that? Do we remember?
Wasn't that was Sean? It was Sean, the Virgin Sean Lowe.
Oh.
Was it not?
No. Before, it would be a woman before.
Well, sure, the Bachelorette. Well, but the Bachelor was Desiree,
Oh, Desiree.
Oh my God, Desiree.
and then Sean was before Desiree.
So I must have watched Desiree's. Whoa, I don't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
You have it all memorized, right? From season one
I
to
think from Sean, kind of from Sean on. I do. Just Sean wasn't that much before me, and then I watched Desiree season in preparation for Andy's.
Yep.
And then Juan Pablo season was airing while I was going through the casting process,
God.
and so from
Yeah.
then on, I've seen
Yeah.
them all. Yeah, but before that, I know there's an Emily Maynard was there.
Yeah, I watched.
There's a 2-time Bachelor. So I've certainly have heard of plenty of them.
Yeah.
I've never watched any of those seasons.
Okay.
Like I've seen a couple clips of Emily Maynard's season, and
So they're putting old seasons on Netflix now.
Wait, are they? I've always wanted to see season 1.
Oh, they should
Ooh,
do
I would-
that.
I would watch
Jason,
season
they
1.
have Jason.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever put yours on? I feel like you'd have a resurgence of like.
I'm rooting for it. You know? I want to get that. I want that Netflix clout.
Gotta get
Right?
that Netflix clout.
Get worldwide.
That'd be
Bring it back.
Yes. That's exciting.
I know.
I'm gonna watch all of
I
it.
would rather have my season of Paradise and Bachelor. I'd take that. I'd rather have them not put Andy's or Caitlin's season on.
Oh, but that's where we fell in love with you.
Maybe you, Betsy.
I did for sure. I was into you. I hope that doesn't creep you out.
Not at all. I mean, like now there's 13.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I love this show so much.
Yeah.
How are we liking this season so far?
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
that champagne debacle, that's good television.
They've played that clip nonstop, and honestly, I don't hate them for it.
I hope it lasts the entire season. I hope that girl has to keep being like, I'm not a champagne thief. I would never do that.
Never do that.
I would never. Do you think she knew? No. I know, me neither, but I
mean, I
wish.
agree with Hannah Ann when she's crying. Just like, why would I do that?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't make any
makes
sense.
no sense.
But you know what? Kelsey turns out not even a fan of champagne.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
That was funny. Yeah.
That blew my mind. Kelsey.
Hannah Ann, we can agree, kind of destroyed Kelsey in the game of wits during that conversation, right?
Absolutely.
Hannah Ann's a savage.
She's top 4 for me.
And like
She's
you
going
think,
all the way.
You think she's Peter's top 4 or she's your top 4? There's a
My
difference.
top 4, but also Peter's top 4.
Yeah, she's smart. I mean, I don't know what she would do on an SAT or whatever, but she's clever.
Those don't determine much,
that's true.
man. I ate shit on my SAT.
I
I went in very hungover. It was like, I
didn't do
biffed
so
it
well
hard.
in the English section. I can't read fast.
Oh, yeah. That'll get you.
Yeah.
Math got me. English, everything got me.
I did well in the math and science.
Oh, my God.
But
okay.
they were like, I got the result. They're like, we're not sure if you can read.
Oh, man, that's huge.
But you're pretty good at math.
Hey, there you go.
It wasn't that quite. It wasn't good. I still got into college.
Okay. So you do know how to read.
Yes.
Thank God.
That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
No, Hannah Ann's she's clever. First of all, she totally she destroyed Kelsey, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and not in a mean way of just kind of like, okay, I hear you. Like, we should talk about it. And Kelsey's like, fuck you.
She's very poised. And every time she gave Kelsey an opportunity to speak, she just let Kelsey kind of dig herself a grave.
Absolutely. Where she's like, okay, continue talking.
Continue. And then she just simply pointed something out that, she said. Well, she's like, listen, it's weird, but because the bully.
Oh.
What do you think of the bully?
I thought that was a little extreme. Where it's like Kelsey's just pissed, man. She's not bullying you. Like,
He wasn't.
She's just straight up Maddie.
It's a word wildly overused in that
Yes.
world.
And I feel anxiety. Like
That-
bullying, and then every one of them is like, oh, I'm having anxiety attack. And it's like, you would know. No, you aren't. No, you aren't.
You're still there.
I have those a lot. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
You're anxious.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they throw that around a lot. Or like panic attack. And it's like, no, panic attacks, they'll fuck you up. Like,
They, but Vanessa and Rachel had a fight on my season, and bullying was used then that just wasn't shown.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who was Rachel? Oh, yeah.
Rachel, yeah.
So what did Rachel do that she said was bullying?
They just didn't. Oh, Vanessa thought Rachel was the bully.
Yeah, what did she do?
Nothing. I don't know.
See,
They
and
didn't like each other. That's
that's
at the end of the day.
exactly
They
the
just didn't
case.
like each other. And to Kelsey's point, Kelsey didn't say. I mean, Kelsey's right. She's like, just because I said some. It's weird because what she said sounds like she's proving Hannah Ann's point. Because
Yeah.
she's like, well, just because I said mean words to you
Yeah.
doesn't
To
mean
other
I'm a
people.
bully. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of what a bully does.
Yeah.
But
But it wasn't
just because you say something unpleasant doesn't mean you
you're
are
a bull.
bullying them, right?
right.
Right?
It just means you're upset with them.
Yeah.
Like bullying, I feel it would have had to have been kind of more consistent up even before the champagne, or like,
Yeah. You know who I think got bullied this episode, and we'll get to this in a bit? Alayah.
oh, yeah.
I think
Nick is Team Alayah, everybody.
We'll get into that.
yeah,
in a
we'll
second.
get into it.
But if anyone got bullied this episode, it was Alayah.
She got annihilated by the entire house.
Yeah,
They were all just like, let's fucking sink ship Alayah hard, man. Like where it was just like, whoa, chill out, everyone.
See,
Chill
I
out.
understand it. I feel like she's the worst.
You also would be in the camp of I just don't like her.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make anyone right about her.
What do you mean?
Well, you cannot like someone's person. You know, in terms of not liking them. For example, what Sydney said, I wouldn't hang out with her.
Yeah.
She's not my favorite, not my vibe.
Yeah.
That's okay to say.
Those are all true things, but they, especially in that world, what Sydney, and it sounds like maybe you are equating that to like, that makes her wrong and her bad. And
Yeah.
like, that doesn't make her
And for Peter,
fake.
where it's like,
you're not right for Peter. Like, no, you just don't like her.
yeah, like we don't know.
Well, you know the line they always say, if you're into her, then you couldn't be into me.
Also might be true. That's just the manipulation.
Everyone always says that.
And it's a line. Well, yeah, they put it's a kind of manipulation tactic to put the Bachelor or Bachelorette on the spot.
They're like, your taste is
Yes.
bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your picker's off, man.
Yeah, come on. If you're into her, you can't at all be
Awesome.
into me. Where it's like, no, anybody could be into anybody.
From a guy's point of view, it's like, no. I could want to have sex with both of you.
But,
Yeah,
but
where it's like there's 30 hot ladies coming at you. That must have felt crazy, right?
It sucks.
But in the
Yeah.
past, that's happened, and they have been bad people, and they don't ever listen.
What do you mean by
That's
bad
also
people?
good television.
It is good television.
What do you
Like-
mean by bad people?
Okay, so Jed. Well, actually, people didn't know. Luke. Everyone came at her
Luke,
and told her
he,
Luke was
man.
bad, and she didn't listen.
He was wild.
See,
He terrified me.
he is terrifying.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
But also it was good television.
he was great television.
And Jake Pavelta, he ended up with the villain of his season because he didn't listen to anyone.
I don't. Luke particularly. I don't know if he's a bad guy or not. I've never met him in person. I'm a little careful about like.
That's
And
fair.
granted,
That's fair.
he certainly demonstrated on TV some toxic masculinity and certainly
Yeah.
a lot of toxic behavior. Again, I'm
He's
reluctant to
terrifying.
define people as human beings based off what you see on
Very
The Bachelor. But yes, I mean he certainly maybe showed some signs because there's a lot of people who look great on the show and they're terrible
Yeah.
people, and people who don't look particularly great where you're like, you're kind of
You're cool, man. Yeah.
You're a totally cool
It's
person.
gotta be the wildest thing to do. It's gotta make you feel nuts. Right?
Being on the show,
Being on that show. Right?
right?
Does it make you feel nuts?
Watching it makes me feel nuts. Does it make you feel? Are you allowed to like read books and stuff while you're on it?
Those rules are loose. Some people, like sometimes people bring books.
Okay.
It seems like I feel like sometimes they are tougher with cast.
Okay.
And others. It kind of just depends on, I think, every season in terms of how the cast is assimilating with the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of like, are they kind of buying into the atmosphere? And by buying in, I just mean like, yeah, listen, you signed up for this show. So this is so like, do you want to be here or do you not?
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything other than that, right? Because some people will show up and be like pointing out cameras and saying this is stupid. And it's just like, well, then go.
That's so funny.
Yeah. You don't want to be here.
Yeah, why did you show up? You knew what this was going to be.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What do you think about the thing about her manipulating Victoria by telling her not to say they knew each other?
Oh, so like, should we just get to the...
Are we missing... Well, I'll say it real quick with Victoria P.
Victoria P is the first one-on-one.
First one-on-one, holy shit. Right?
Yeah, sad.
Holy shit, sad, and like it felt like Peter was just kind of like, you're it.
Oh, really?
So? I got some vibes.
I'm a cynic. I'm just like, oh, that's a great Bachelorette performance. It's a really great audition.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm sure, like,
okay.
It was like when people start crying and they kind of look up into the air.
Oh.
And start like.
Yeah.
It seemed like, find your light.
Yeah, get your light.
Listen, I obviously it's I'm sure a very true story. It has kind of hints of Christina from my season, a very tough and traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
Which, hey, listen, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
And especially for myself, someone who's had a very happy childhood, like it's, you'll hear that I can't relate. So it's easy to, but listen, Peter handled himself well. Those are just uncomfortable sometimes. It's so early. It's like, I had a great day. Bye. Are you ready?
But
I'm gonna tell it.
He was like, I hope she opens up to me, and she did.
That's the job of your first one-on-one is to tell your story.
Oh yes, of course.
And your story might be, I'm good at basketball, and I'm really happy to be here. Or it might be, my dad died when I was 2. My mom started drinking, and I had to find food for myself.
Yeah,
it's
I heard that, and I was like, winner.
Right?
Winner or Bachelorette?
That's a good call for Bachelorette for next season.
What a story. Yeah.
Could you watch a whole season of Victoria P? She's a bit of a crier. She's cried a lot so far, and I get why. Maybe totally sad story. Like, I understand. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
There's a lot of crying so far.
I mean, crying is good television.
I cried.
Sometimes.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess pot calling kettle black here, but
Hannah B cries all the time.
Oh yeah.
I felt like Hannah B's. I don't know what it is. Sometimes when you watch the show, some crying seems, I don't know, less irritating.
Yeah, you're justified.
Saying...
No, listen. Clearly, her crying is justified. I am not saying that Victoria P should suck it in. And like, she doesn't have a reason to cry. No, I mean, obviously she does, but she cries a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess I get why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was a nice date.
It was a nice
Peter.
date.
Oh, I mean, except for, I have to give her some shit, but apparently her big test of qualifying Peter for her love is drinking red wine.
Red wine.
Yeah. Come
red
on.
Wine. That was a wild
test.
That was a wild reaction to him saying red wine. I was like, wait, what? Like, are you red wine or? Because I have a feeling if he said white, she'd be like, oh yeah, me too, man. Like, it was so strange.
No, I do believe that she would have, I don't think it was disingenuous, but
it was huge.
She probably would have said something just as outrageous of, well, I don't know about you, mister. Wow, you and your white wine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to try to get over that.
Let's do this date. No, she flew up into my rankings after this date.
Oh,
So you liked that was a strong date for Victoria.
Yeah, when they were like, "Oh, have fun on your one-on-one," I was like, "Who's that?" And then I was like, "Okay, she's going far."
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. Up into this date, I thought Kelsey and Victoria P were the same person.
That's fair enough.
Fair.
They look exactly alike.
But very different people, turns out.
But they were both Victoria P cried in our hometown package, and then Kelsey was then crying about the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
So it was just crying pretty blondes. And I was just like, I literally thought, I didn't know there was a difference. Turns out now
there's a difference.
Now I know.
That's fair enough. I feel the first 10 episodes of every season, I'm like, wait, who is that?
Oh, yeah. It's just.
Oh, that's not that other person?
Right.
Okay, let's go.
But then Victoria P, kind of back to your question, we're jumping all over.
Yeah.
Kind of threw Alayah under the bus.
Oh, yeah, she did.
But reluctantly.
Yeah. I don't think it was that reluctant.
She didn't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
Didn't want
Really forced it on her. Well, I'm only going to say this, Peter, because you're asking me and I don't want to lie to you.
Is that a thing of they could get disqualified for knowing each other?
That's not
I didn't think so. I was like, don't other people know each other?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make Alayah a terrible person, certainly, and barely even a liar. Because here's what Alayah was thinking going in. No, she's seen the show a million times. Yeah. She saw last season. She saw that Hannah B.
story
and Kaylin,
yes.
Controversy. And so she's, they all are afraid. They're just afraid. So she probably just floated it to Victoria. She's like, well, let's not say
we have a history.
She didn't have malicious intentions.
Yeah.
She just was hoping, she just didn't probably want that to be used against her, thinking, I don't know these producers. I don't trust them. And it was silly that she said that, but totally understandable.
But isn't that manipulation? They're
all
manipulating.
They all are. They all are.
Oh, man. I mean, everybody's manipulating.
Yeah.
You don't think there's a pure soul in the bunch?
Not one.
No. I do. I do. Her name's Sarah, and she went home. Sarah's this babe who's always sitting next to Peter, getting her ass kicked in a pillow fight, doesn't say a word. She's stunning. They keep flashing her, and she's clearly this is way too nuts for me.
He said Sarah at one point. I was like, who's Sarah? Oh my God.
I'm trying to pull up a picture. What's her last name?
I don't know.
I'll find it.
Sarah Coffin.
Very pretty girl. Doesn't say a word. They're just you're too normal. You got
normal.
You gotta
Yeah.
go.
You don't want to be a part
Too well
of it.
adjusted.
Is it me, or does it seem like we're truly in the season of the influencer? If you're not a young overly catty, play the game influencer, you got no place on the show. Even Kelly's super normal, the lawyer.
She seems rad.
She clearly is just her only reason she's still there is because she got to know Peter
before.
And there's a comfort level. And if it weren't for that, she would have been long gone because she's also too normal for this group.
She would have absolutely been I need to leave. This is too much.
This is insane.
But it is oh, you've already hung out with him. So
these girls are losing their shit over champagne. There's crying.
It is and I've been seeing this also in RuPaul's Drag Race of that influencer world now taking over reality TV, where it is people are so scared or are so aware of everything that we don't get those really fun real moments as much as we want. And people are afraid to be a bad guy.
Question it, right?
Yes.
Even the Victoria P. Clearly, I'm assuming that'd be the biggest scandal in the world if she made that story up. But clearly, that's a sad story, and she's doing it, and it does kind of come across as again, she's also a pageant girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's got everything.
Yeah.
I feel I never thought I'd watch this episode and feel I need to stand up for the pageant community because I felt they really got shit on.
You're doing it.
Why are you standing up for them?
Because, okay, the breaking down it's Alayah, right?
Yes.
Sydney fight.
Oh, yeah.
Again, watching it, Alayah's not my cup of tea per se in terms of personality wise of girl I might hang out with or find attractive. I'm more Sydney in terms of personality.
Yeah.
That being said, nothing that I saw about Alayah was inauthentic or disingenuous. She's kind of genuinely like this, right?
That's what I thought, because like even the editing was trying to show her being like, well, yeah, sometimes I put up a facade or whatever, but that's just kind of how I do it. That's what I've done my whole life.
And all I heard there was the truth.
Yeah.
I heard a girl admitting fault or like being honest about she was admitting something that could be used against her, and she did it anyways.
Yeah.
But do you think there's something to be said for her two-facedness of like when she's sitting on the counter in her bikini top being like, everyone thinks I'm this pretty little nice girl, but I'm not. And then the way she talks to Peter was like, That's
the pageant community. I mean, like Hannah B, like it's like everyone in pageant community. You've seen like they as Alayah said, they are literally coached to when you are, front and center, on stage, on camera, not offend. I mean, shit, like the alternative to that would be like a robot your whole life. Could you imagine having to do that 24/7? If someone did that, you would be really criticizing them. Thank God, like once in a while you see the Hannah Beast come out, which is like her alter ego of,
Hannah
the prim and proper.
So fun to hang out with. I want to party with Hannah B so bad. But it's also, I think, a very human thing. Especially when I feel you're trying to impress a dude or something, where it is like, I'm going to kind of be wild, but now I'm in front of him and I want to kind of give him my best self. And then we'll get to those parts where I get to be that like red wine chugging.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, the stuff you're seeing early on, Alayah got a little drunk. You're seeing drunk Alayah early on, where she's like on the table and like,
I'm a pilot's wife.
Yeah. She got a little sauced, She maximized that 2-drink minimum per hour, and she probably only took 2 red wine glasses and an empty stomach. And she's out there, like even Victoria P. What you saw was very polished Victoria P.
Yeah.
I hope that there's another side to Victoria P. that is a lot like what we saw Alayah, which is the kind of sassy, dark side, especially if she got a little drunk, a little, that's what it's like to be human.
Yeah. And I think especially in this situation where it's like, of course I'm going to act a little different in front of the person I'm playing a game for and for the cameras, especially with this whole influencer world where it's like, I want to pop.
And again, the Alayah personality is not my cup of tea. I prefer the Sydney who more regularly can just be herself.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't trained to do that.
Right.
I prefer that person. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going that is who Alayah is, or that quite honestly probably is who Victoria P is. And that you've seen that, I've seen Hannah turn it on. I've seen Hannah be normal. Yeah. But that's just the pageant world. That's literally what they're trained to do.
Their whole life.
And like moths will flame, but you just throughout the entire episode, Alayah's just getting absolutely like character assassinated.
The editing during that pool party was so funny of like every single girl just being like, I love her, but here's this, and this. Like every single girl.
Like she can turn it on and off.
It's like, but everybody is doing that though. Like as much as you don't want to admit it, like, and I don't know the situation, but I have been in front of cameras a lot and I've been interviewed and stuff. And it is like, you get I'm turning it on for this. Like you want to be on.
As a comedian, are you always telling jokes?
God, no, I would kill myself.
Right?
I couldn't handle that.
I do love when Sydney, I get to that point, I do, when Sydney lawyered the shit out of Alayah, when she's like, so do you have a job?
That was so funny.
I thought that was mean.
The job part was mean.
The job part was
mean. Catty, but then she kind of set her up. So like she led her down this path.
Yes.
So you would say that you turn it on for people.
That was very
you would say
funny.
You're not good at being yourself. I was like, bravo, Sydney.
It did feel like kind of like an interrogation in like a true crime documentary.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
so what'd
no.
you say?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Oh, it was.
She's
it was
getting her
great.
to incriminate herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very turned on by the brain power. Just going. You saw it coming, and you just knew that Alayah had no idea what was going on, and then you saw the. Oh, you got me. You
Yeah.
dirty bitch.
Touche. Okay. Touche.
Uh,
Why? Wait, so are we just kind of jumping around?
yeah.
Why did they take a rose away?
I mean.
Drama.
Just for drama. No.
I mean, interesting. I don't know.
No
I mean,
rules.
yeah, obviously for TV, but we saw the preview of she comes back. Right?
Yeah, so he obviously likes her nonetheless.
And
I
isn't that
assume
what
so.
matters on the show? Is what
Yes.
Peter wants.
I mean, like he likes her. He says he likes her. It's pretty early, He
Yeah.
can't like her that much because he let her go. I only say that because
True.
there's a difference between liking someone and thinking they're attractive
Yeah.
and saying she's in my top 4 or 5,
Yeah.
right? And maybe she was.
Yeah.
Maybe she
And
was,
then stuff.
but I doubt that. I doubt that she was ever really in Peter's top 4.
Okay.
I say that because if she was, I don't know. Like, listen again. What the producers are good at letting things play out.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can. Like what happened with Alayah is we can all agree was ridiculous. It was just one girl not liking another girl, and Team Sydney was a larger camp,
Yeah.
so to speak, right? And it was just louder and a little bit more smartly executed.
Yeah.
But the producers let that play out,
Yeah.
which was what they almost normally do.
Yeah.
But let's say Sydney didn't like Madison. I just
Madison's
don't see
definitely top
I
4
don't
for me.
see that like being that. I don't see that like. I don't see Sydney's hate for Madison cannibalizing the entire pool party.
Yeah.
And
And probably Peter not asking people for their
well,
thoughts.
Peter,
on-
no, because if Peter has a real concern about someone,
Well, I guess, yeah.
he's going to ask. But,
Yeah.
that he might. I'm saying they might let it play out. Producers could say, I mean, I wouldn't worry about that, Peter.
Yeah. Whoa.
Consider the source.
Whoa, man.
I know
of
that's
course.
not that, but like
Of course.
if they're not, what I'm saying is like, my guess is he likes Alayah.
Yeah.
He thinks she's cool.
Yep.
He's willing to get her to know her.
Yep.
And again, it's so early, so he doesn't really know anyone. But I don't think she was in her top. I think there's like 4 or 5 women that Peter's really excited about.
Yes.
And she's like right that.
Yeah,
she's right
close.
below that, right? And he likes her, and all of he's saying is true. But like she's available, as most of the women are, to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
And so if another girl doesn't like you, it's like, oh well.
That's enough for me to.
Let's just see how this plays out. And again, I don't think the producers created this. I don't think they just let it go. They just let it go.
They just saw something in there.
As opposed to saying like, yeah, I don't know if I would. Let's not focus on the Madison thing.
So you don't think it's parallel to what Hannah and Luke did, where she really liked him? That's why she keep letting him come back.
Well, again, what we're kind of debating here is a bunch of nothing, like cattiness of like people not liking each other, and like Luke demonstrated over and over
Yes.
this behavior that was like you couldn't ignore it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And guys really didn't like him.
Yes.
They
So
got
it's
to
different.
know him.
Yeah.
And you even saw periods of time throughout the season of the guys being like, I wanted to give you a shot, man, but fuck, you suck.
Yeah.
Like these girls don't know. Like we didn't even know who Alayah was.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the show you clearly starts and we're like, oh, I guess we're talking about Alayah,
Yeah.
right? And like
All episode.
and these women have been around her for 3 days, like
and you're just probably so antsy to do anything where it's like, I gotta focus my energy somewhere.
And Sydney, what did Sydney like point out anything really specific? Because here's what I love what Alayah did. She was just like, well, tell me what I'm doing, and it was just like they basically said, well, you're a pageant girl. You turn it on and off. That, sure. And she admits to that. But like, again, that doesn't make you Luke P.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. It is a lot of just kind of like generalized, like, wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So
We don't like her because why?
Yeah. So
She makes her voice higher at some points.
so kind of what I was saying, like this so early, right? The producers are just kind of letting things play out. The Luke
Yeah.
P's different because it was just so.
Because it was like started to get dangerous, kind of, with some of the dudes where it's like he just body slammed that guy.
Oh yeah.
And the
you're right.
difference is
Yeah.
Luke was Hannah's, number one for most of the season.
Yeah.
Where, I think it was, and again, you might have saw a very different season had Hannah picked Luke P. It might.
Yeah.
We may not have been able to see all of that.
Yes, of course.
But who knows? He was so bad that
He was.
sometimes you just like, hey, Courtney. What she was like a. Did you watch the Courtney? Courtney, she was the biggest villain of all time.
Courtney Robinson.
Thank you.
What season is that? Was
She won.
She won, and like
Ben,
my
with
understanding is like she was.
They had sex in the ocean.
It was like the Luke P, right? Where it was just she dominated the season.
Courtney.
She was all the other women we're talking about. It's just like, well, this is the story. This is the only story we have to go with. So this is what we're showing.
Yeah.
Courtney,
I forgot about her. She won?
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't remember much about that season.
They
Okay.
never got married.
how long ago was that?
Too
I
long.
like Ben.
You did.
Yeah, well, he had a winery. That sounded cool.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad.
I loved how have you heard about the Madison scandal, the real and genuine?
No. What? This Madison?
Yeah.
Oh man, she's in my top 4. What's the scandal?
She had apparently, the rumor is she has a Finster account, fake Instagram, and she accidentally commented,
Yes, I did see that. She commented on
Madison, you're so real and genuine.
Yeah, you're so real and that poor girl. It's come on. It's
But
Okay.
how great was it that she only got the only screen time she got today was Peter saying Madison's so genuine. And it's like, see, Madison, you don't need to let people know.
Other people
Peter's
say
got
it.
you.
Yeah.
like
Peter's got you.
that first date you had was in like
Yeah.
a huge one.
No,
You're
he
fine.
clearly likes her. And like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like this wasn't the episode for Madison. She got the 101. She's getting, she got that magic date, and now it's just like that was just a beat to remember.
Yeah.
Peter's super into Madison
Yeah.
because like they didn't barely even
fine.
talk. Hey, she's real and genuine, and it's like Madison was the one calming force in the episode of Peter having to find, all the drama and deal with all this. Like Madison,
God, he had a hard
Madison
week.
is his
port in the storm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Which is like, be that. Be that during this like
Oh,
wild,
and she will be
shitty
all.
week.
She will be all season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's going far.
She's going very far.
It seems like she's the winner.
Okay. I
Why?
mean, she already met the family, and his mom
That's
cries
true.
a bunch.
You look back on you watch Ben and Lauren's season.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you look back, it was just like anytime Ben was with Lauren, it was like, okay, this is a little different.
Yeah.
Or when I was with Vanessa, it was like, okay, this is a little different.
Yeah.
And so far, Madison, he just like, that's the thing when you are the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Right? It is exhausting. It sucks.
Can't even imagine.
You're just like, you're asking these questions of these girls. My guess is Peter doesn't really care if Alayah's real or not.
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
Is that true?
What do you mean?
He doesn't really care?
I mean, again, I don't know this to be true.
Yeah.
But if, let's say, Alayah's his 6th favorite.
Yeah, he's still got 5.
It's not the end of the world for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there was a moment where Alayah was just like, oh, what a day after the pillow fight.
Yeah.
And Peter's response was basically like,
The pillow fight.
yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of, it just said, he was trying to be nice. It
Yes.
seemed like he was trying to be nice. And then when you see him with Madison, there's this moment of, it looks like Peter is just like, for like the 5 minutes he's going to get to talk to Madison because it's not really her time right now.
Yeah.
He seems to just be like, I'm just going to enjoy these few minutes with you. I can be myself.
And I'm not
going
to talk about
I don't want to talk.
anything else.
Can I put my head on your shoulder?
Yeah.
And just, and like that clearly, he clearly feels the most comfortable, and that can change, right? Like, there might be 2 or 3 people who feels that way, Kelly, but like, there's clearly that with Madison.
Yeah. There absolutely is, where it does feel like he's like, I don't want to talk about shit.
I don't want to talk about anything.
Let's hang
Can I just,
out. Yeah.
This
so
is nuts. He's just like, he wants to be like, these women are nuts.
Right?
Like, what?
Right? This is crazy. What are we doing here?
What else? Pillow fight. What did we think of the pillow fight?
Pillow fight.
Are we into the pillow fight?
I just think it's funny that they're like, we're harkening back to like youthful childhood. I'm like, no girl actually does pillow fights. Like, that's definitely like softcore porn territory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not sitting at sleepovers doing pillow fights.
And also, there were a lot of moments where it was like the pillow had nothing to do with it. They were straight up just like wrestling each other.
They really,
shit.
They really went for it.
They were going nuts.
They were definitely. It was very cat fight-ish.
Yeah.
Where it was like, we're gonna pillow fight a little bit, and then
just like tackle each other.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were just almost at any moment, you really thought a real like claw.
I thought Tammy might snap a leg. I was ready
Is she
for
the
Tammy
wrestler?
to just be like, yeah.
Why did she get disqualified?
I don't know. Because I feel other people were doing just as much as she was in the ring or whatever.
Bad beat for.
Now, I have a question. Were Champagne and Killer from a like pillow wrestling league? Is that a thing?
Great question.
That should be a thing, right?
You would think it would be, because like they have leagues for everything out in LA.
Yeah.
But I got the impression that was
a bit.
Yeah. Right?
Must have been.
Yeah. Although they look tough, man.
They did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would kill you out there.
Yeah.
Who gets to come up with the dates? Just someone.
Well, even producers, right?
Yeah.
There's so much planning goes into this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just,
like Demi didn't come up with it.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, Demi didn't hit them up. Like, I want to help my friend Peter.
Within the date, they probably asked Demi to show up. And they might even have asked Demi some of her opinions about creative, and like, again, I've said this, it's staged, not scripted.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So the date's staged, and then, Demi's one-liners and the name. Who knows? That could have been all Demi's idea.
It would be
like,
so fun to just come up with dates.
I mean, I don't know of a saloon in LA that's outfitted for a pillow fight.
Yeah.
So clearly that had to be set up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just think it would be so fun to just be like, oh, yeah, I just come up with the dates for the Bachelor and Bachelor.
Think,
that's my job.
Probably a fun job.
It's got to be so fun.
Yeah, a lot of.
Have you been on a date since that is at par to Bachelor style date?
Like as an alumni, like Demi?
No, as like you going on a date. Like, do you
In
helicopter rides all the time?
No, I'm probably the opposite. I'm more boring.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I just want to fucking eat some pizza.
Yeah.
And chill out.
Yeah, I don't do.
Okay.
Do you do helicopter rides?
All the time.
Yeah.
That's the only date I do. I'll only go out if there's a helicopter. It's really getting me. I'm in the hole, man. I need help. I gotta get out of this.
What else are we need to cover here?
Well, can we talk about some of the rumors for the rest of the season?
Oh, yes.
There's a rumor going around that someone gets pregnant.
What?
I'm serious.
I mean,
I hope
as a
that
TV fan,
happens.
I hope that happens, but that's not the first time there's been that rumor. Is there specific? Where's this rumor coming from? Let's suss it out here.
I don't really even know.
Is this like Life and Style or Star Magazine or something?
It's definitely not based on any facts. It's just people thinking based on the videos of the future of the season.
Oh, you're basing this off of the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. Well, then also somebody's an alien. No, I hope somebody gets pregnant.
That'd be great.
That would be such good television.
It really needs to happen at some point.
It has to happen.
Yeah, for a big AFR finale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Come out like showing already.
That'd
Right?
be like
Well,
very
the
Jerry Springer.
The Bachelor has a gap. You know, there's a long enough gap. The Bachelorette, not so much.
Of course.
Like if the Bachelorette got pregnated
Like,
by
you'd be pretty.
her body, like her third choice,
Yeah.
she'd only be like 3 months pregnant. I don't know if she'd be showing.
True.
But
she'd be showing.
if
for
the Bachelor knocked up one of his girls, she would be like 5 or 6 months pregnant by the time they got to AFR.
God, that would be good. I hope it happens. Who do we think? Okay, who do we think's gonna get pregnant this season?
I don't know. Not Madison. I'm sure.
Definitely not Madison.
No, I'm saying Victoria P.
Possible. I mean, anyone but Madison.
Were there?
Yeah, I mean, Madison's the one who you hear in the trailer about like if he sleeps with someone else. I don't know. It sounds like her voice.
Okay.
Juliet, my friend Juliet, who was a guest last week, kind of pointed that out, and then I heard it again, and it does sound like Madison. And I think Madison's character is the, God-fearing, I don't if she is a virgin. I don't know if she's a virgin or not. I mean, that's not a part of her story. But it seems like she's not here to have sex in windmills.
Yeah.
But
Madison, come on.
Anyone but Madison. Victoria F. Anyone named Victoria, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's possible.
Oh, man, Victoria F. in the first episode just being like, I don't want to be Victoria F. I just want to be Victoria. I like her.
Did she really say that?
Yeah.
That's so
I like her, but she's one where I'm like, you got to get out of here. Yeah. This is not a good environment for you.
Why do you say that? I mean, I agree.
I just like that whole fashion show thing of just being like, I want him to see me, and then just being like, okay, like put on some lingerie and then kiss. Like it just felt so out of her element for her.
I feel like it's only out of her element because she's just so used to being the center of attention with me.
Oh, okay.
And because she's a total babe.
Yeah.
And like I just don't buy I'm so uncomfortable.
Okay.
But she is surrounded by a bunch of other beautiful women.
Yes.
And Peter is, I mean, again, at this point, it doesn't matter if you're Madison or anyone else. Like you're not going to get the undivided attention.
Okay.
I don't think she's very used to sharing attention with guys that she's into. I mean, listen, that's kind of everyone who goes on the show.
Yeah.
Some people express it more than others.
Yeah.
But
because I was for a long just being like, girl, get out of here. This is not good for you. But I guess, I never thought of it like that.
Before we get into the Victoria F trailer about the country singer boyfriend, are we covering everything else?
Yeah, I think we.
Wait, are there any more rumors?
Oh, well, they show a preview of Victoria, and I actually, I was told by.
Oh,
I hear it's good.
I can't wait.
Yeah, Victoria F shows up on a date of which her country singer ex-boyfriend is the obscure country music act.
Good television. That's why we're here.
Couldn't she have kept it to herself?
I hear it was dumb luck.
Yeah, the producers didn't know.
Whoa!
When they were casting both, I
Yeah.
hear it was dumb luck, which is brilliant. I mean, and also easy to believe.
Yeah, truly. Like if people are living in LA or what, it's easy.
Often casting pretty girls from that part of the country.
Yeah.
And they're often casting musical artists. And I'm assuming a lot of these up and coming musical country singers are having sex with these cute girls from that part of the country, or dating. I mean, not just about sex.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to believe that a pretty girl from Nashville or Tennessee or wherever the hell she's from happens to run into a good-looking country singer.
Good.
Yeah.
That is good. Do you like country music? I feel every single person has to like country music who goes on that show.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
Sorry. I know. I feel like I might as well like say I'm an atheist, which I'm not. But I feel like in this world with my audience, it's
it is like
sacrilegious.
Every band, they're like, oh, it's this, and I'm like, I don't know. Everybody loves it. Everybody.
Yeah, it's they're playing the
Middle America.
Yeah.
But Peter's a line dancer apparently. Apparently, him and his friends go line dancing.
I know. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna Google that place. And
When
go
we
look
have
for
Peter
him.
on, I want to ask him more questions about where, in fact, are you lying?
Oh, we got to do a line dancing game with him.
Oh yeah,
That'd be fun.
he was good.
Peter's got swag.
He got some swag.
He's got just
He's got
enough of swag.
He's a pilot.
Who would get your rose for the episode?
Wait, what is
You're
that?
handing out roses.
I'm handing
Not
out
Peter.
roses, not
Okay, I know.
Peter. Victoria P.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
You fell in love.
Madison.
Madison gets it? She didn't do anything.
But I guess I'm looking at that. Oh, for the whole episode.
Just the episode.
Victoria P, dude. She's winning it now. Show's over. With that date, he was just like, yeah, this is it. This is the one.
Is she
This
okay?
is it.
But and then all right, if she wins, she can't be the Bachelorette. Give me your 3 front runners for next Bachelorette.
For Bachelorette.
It's early, so like
This is tough because it can go kind of any way. I could see, what's her name? Oh God, this is gonna be tough. What's her? Oh, Hannah Ann. I could see.
Oh,
I
I
w-
heard that.
I think that would be awesome. Right now, I don't think so much.
Okay.
But Hannah B didn't get a good edit in the first half of her season.
Hannah B had the story though, and the story was she was never the winner.
Oh.
You know, it was always Kaylin.
Okay.
And Hannah Ann just looks like
'Cause
all she's ever done was win.
I did think maybe Kaylin would become the Bachelorette
Right.
off of
yeah.
that, and then it was Hannah.
Uh,
Okay.
So Hannah B had a little bit more. She had a story. It wasn't like played up like a Victoria P story.
Yeah.
You know, where it's so obvious in this traumatic
Yeah.
event. But I think that would be great. I think you'd have a bunch of guys just losing their shit over Hannah Ann, and she certainly can carry a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also loved, before we go, you notice how Hannah Ann, after her crying, it was like a crying face-off with her and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like when they realized they weren't gonna ever understand each other, they just decided to just both cry over each
Yeah,
other.
we're like, let's just cry kind of like apart, but also close enough so we can hear each other crying.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done with this.
But I just want everyone else to know that I feel victimized by you.
Yes. Yeah. And I feel, man, everybody in that house just being like, yeah, okay, yep.
We got
Yeah, I believe you that you're not stealing that champagne. Like
Yeah.
just for like 3 days worth of just like, yeah, she's reacting pretty big. Oh, yeah, that's a bummer that your champagne was popped.
But for the rest of the episode, when the other drama was going on, they would show Hannah being right in it and just being like, not saying
A thing.
And you could see the wheels turning. Like
Smart.
Hannah Anna had a lot to say, but she's like, I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
Yep.
This is not
Just
about
kinda like-
me. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'm getting some neg press.
Yep.
And now
She knows.
I'm gonna
Yep.
take the bullet here.
Yep.
It was. I'll tell you what, Hannah
Smart.
Ann.
She knows.
She's done her. She's playing the game. Beautifully.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautifully.
She's nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I was afraid Hannah Ann would burn out after last week.
Oh,
thought it would-
yeah.
you
I
know,
was kind of worried too of like,
It's just like
is
too
he
much.
gonna send kind of both of them home?
Or
Just
she's
being
part
like,
of too much drama. And it's just like, again, kind of like Alayah. It's like, I like you, but I don't like you enough.
But see, I think he's into her. Maybe that's just because I'm like,
I think he's very like all we've seen is a very strong physical attraction. We haven't really seen an actual connection between him and Hannah Ann.
okay.
Am I missing?
No.
I
Do you
don't.
think there's much there for him to get to know?
What do you?
No, not in a mean way. Just like I don't know if
Yeah,
she's had.
wow.
No,
I don't know. Felt like some
okay.
passive aggressive dick. No.
I mean, like she hasn't had much. It doesn't seem like obstacles to overcome in her life. You know what I mean?
Very true.
That doesn't mean you can't have a connection with someone who hasn't had obstacles.
Yeah.
You disagree?
Okay.
No, I just mean like you're just young and new to life, kind of. I mean, she's worked a lot.
Other than a Victoria P, who clearly has a sad story, and I'm sure there's other sad stories. We'll
learn about
get
it.
we'll get to hear. Most of these are like all charmed women who grew up probably getting a lot of attention in terms of attractiveness. So like, your argument is a little flat in terms of like you have to be relatable to fall in love. I mean, they're all pretty girls who've been. Madison's won nothing but state championships in basketball, and like she's clearly like the it girl from her.
They're also like so young.
Yeah,
all of them are so young. Where it is like, oh yeah, man. You don't have to have, it's hard to have a big life story when you're 23.
That's a good point.
Man, when I got my driver's license, like
That's a good
few years ago.
I didn't pass the first time, and I couldn't believe it. It was like the worst week of my life.
Yeah. So then I had to wait a week, and then I passed.
Wow, that was an incredible story. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, wow, cool. Yeah. So like, God, us driving in the car today reminded me of that, and it really messed me up. No, I mean, yeah, they're also we're gonna hear more stories, and I can't wait.
But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. We haven't seen any actual connection between Hannah Ann and Pete. Like there hasn't been this moment.
Maybe it's just me being like, yeah.
But she hasn't had her one-on-one yet.
Yep.
Right. It's so.
Have we only had 2 one-on-one? I guess it is so early.
So early.
Yeah.
He clearly likes Kelly. But also he just feels comfortable around Kelly.
Yep.
Like, and Kelly's so normal.
Yeah,
she feels so out of place in such a great way.
I love her just being like, I don't want people seeing me.
I will say, even as a viewer, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you know what? I need a little bit of normalness.
And like, even when there was a moment in like the first episode where somebody was like calling her out, for like cheating in that tricycle race or whatever, like getting called out, and she was just like, okay. I don't know what you want me to say. And then everybody was kind of like, great, moving on. Like, rather than just like, well, I was just like, she handled it.
She didn't start crying and like,
she was just kind of like, what? Who? Guys, come
on.
We were riding a tricycle with wings on it. Who cares?
We were riding a tricycle with wings.
That's stupid.
And on that note, Betsy, tell people where they can find you. And you just finished filming a movie.
Just finished filming a movie called Golden Arm, and it's premiering at South by Southwest. Woo! So gonna go party in Austin.
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's a buddy comedy that takes place in the world of women's arm wrestling. Yeah, so it's kind of like a road trip movie.
Is this a real community or?
Yeah, there is a real arm wrestling community all over,
women.
And like here in LA,
specific to women.
Yeah, where people like have characters. It's really cool.
Did you? I'm assuming in preparation for this movie, you've met a few of these people.
I've met a few, watched a lot of videos. Dot Marie Jones is in it. She's like from Glee and everything, and she is like an arm wrestling champion. She's so rad, and she was like teaching us all this stuff, and she like started doing it like arm wrestling sailors for money, like something like that. She's rad.
How good are you at arm wrestling?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm all right.
If you are in LA, make sure to check out Betsy at
come to Bangarang.
Yeah, on Friday nights.
Friday nights at 8 or ASCAT. Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. And also I'm in a new Fox animated show called Duncanville, coming out February 16th. After The Simpsons.
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild? Starring Amy Poehler. It's gonna be really fun.
What kind of character do you play?
I play it's about a teen named Duncan, and I play one of his best friends named Bex.
Oh, cool.
And you'll immediately be able to tell which character I am because it looks exactly like me. So.
Oh, they drew it?
They drew it like exactly. I'll show you afterwards. They drew it exactly like me. I'm like, cool, man.
I mean, you have a very distinctive voice, but when you do animation or just voice work, do you ever change your voice, or is it because you have such a distinct voice already? That's what they're buying.
Yeah, where it's usually like, just do you. I'm like, oh, great. Okay. Once in a while, they'll be like, can you go higher? I'm like, oh, not really. I'll try. I'll blow out my vocal cords.
Well, Betsy,
Thank you so much for having me.
Coming. This is always a ton of fun.
This is a blast.
Really enjoy your perspective on the Bachelor.
I can talk about it all day. I love this show.
Check us out tomorrow for Women on Top.
Yeah.
Fun. I learned a lot about having sex and babies while married.
Oh,
which is something
great.
I guess I should know.
Yeah, it'll be good.
But they were very funny and very open and very honest, and it was a delightful conversation. So make sure to check that out tomorrow, and then we'll see you next Monday after that.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you tomorrow.